Hey everyone, it's me, Donna. In today's video, I'm going to show you some more masking techniques, except this time it's going to be in Moho Debut. Um, and the reason why I'm doing it in Moho Debut is because it is different from like Moho Pro and Anime Studio Pro, and the fact that in the Moho Debut, you don't have a groups folder to or groups layer whatever to work with. So instead you'll have to use the bone layer if you want to do masking and all that, and it works just as good as a group folder or layer does. So you can use that instead. So I just thought I would put that out there for the folks that may be confused. You may have watched my last video on masking, and you're using Moho Debut, and you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't have a groups folder and whatever. Well, like I said, you can use the bones instead. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the bone to create that, okay? And I've already got this default layer that normally when you open up your program, you will have a layer, okay? A vector layer, shall I say. Alright, so now what I need in this video, I'm going to show, I'm going to have a cartoon of me with hot air balloons in the background, and then me drinking my Snapple. So I'm going to show you how to do that, how you can take images from either photographs or Google Images or even drawings and stuff like that. You can mask them and use them in your works and everything. So let's get started. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to import some images. So let me do that. So now what I need to do, let's see, let me go to where I've got these images at. All right, so I'm going to need some hot air balloons. Okay, there's some right there, and there's some right there. And again, these are images that I got off Google that I'm using. And I'm using this for instructional purposes. So I'm sure, these may be copyrighted or whatever, but I'm using these to show people how to do stuff. Okay. So anyway, all right, I got that. And also I'm going to need my myself, or my drawing of myself. So what I need to do is go, whoops, no, let me do this. See, I need to do a general import to pick up where I've got myself at. Let's see, where's it at? Right here. Okay. All right. I click on that. Okay. So let's get started. All right. So the first thing I want to do is, let me close this folder right here. First thing I want to do is I want to use these two right here to get my first hot air balloon. So what I'm going to have to do is, let me click off of that and go and pick out which hot air balloon I actually want for this instruction. Okay, so I think I'm going to pick this right here out. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm going to bring this bone layer down here to where this is at. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put this image layer and this vector layer inside the bone layer. So I need to click on the first image right here, hold down my shift button, and then click on the vector layer and put them inside the bone layer. Okay, now if you want to, you can name these. So I'm just going to go ahead and say hot air balloon 1. Okay. All right, so now what I need to do is pick up that hot air balloon that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my freehand tool. Now, some people like to use the add points tool, but I just prefer the freehand tool. So all I want on it is the auto weld so that it will close at the end, and then I can turn it into an actual shape when I'm done. Okay, and then I'm going to draw me out a basket that I can use for these different hot air balloons and stuff. But first of all, let me go ahead and get the hot air balloon. So while I've got my vector layer selected, I'm going to use my freehand tool, and I'm going to get this hot air balloon right here. So I'm going to trace around it the best that I can. And if I make any mistakes, I can go back and correct it. So let's do that. Okay, so now what I can do is I can use my transform points tool, and I can go over here and pick up parts of the balloon that I might not have originally gotten. Okay, let's see. All right, and that looks pretty good for demonstration purposes. Well, let's say, let's get this, need to move that in just a little bit more. Okay. All right. So oops, I select it, and then I go down here to the create shape button. And since it's exactly what I want right now, so I go up here and I click create shape up here at the top, so that makes sure that it's going to get picked up for my mask. Okay, so I click on that. All right, so then I go up here to the hot air balloon bone layer that I created, and I'm going to go to the masking, and I'm going to click hide all and either OK or apply. Okay, and then I make sure I go down here to back to the masking layer that I used for this, and go to the masking tab on it, and it's already got it selected as add mask, so I don't have to click it. But if it didn't have it selected, then you would click that add to mask. Okay, so I click OK, and then when I go back up here, it's selected. Okay. All right, so now what I can do is I can add a vector layer, and I'm going to go ahead and draw out my little basket for this balloon, and then I'll just copy it to use for the other balloon that I pick out. Okay, so I'm going to call this basket. Okay, so what I can do is I can take my little rectangle tool, and I can pick out a color that I want, maybe a brown, and draw me a little box right here. Okay, and then I can take my freehand tool, and I can take it off of the auto weld, and let's see, I can go to, and also you could use auto close if you're doing the masking as well, because both of them will automatically close it to where you can then create it into a shape or whatever. But anyway, all right, for this though, I don't need that. I just want auto stroke. I don't want auto field or any of those, just auto stroke. That way I can draw my supposed rope from my basket to my hot air balloons. Okay, so we'll draw about 4 little ropes coming up. Okay, so that seems good enough. Okay. All right, so that takes care of that one. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it so that I will have it for my other one. Okay, so I do that. But now also what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this into or combine it with this so that the basket won't turn loose of my hot air balloon if I decide to move it around. So I'm going to create another bone layer since I don't have a group layer, and just combine these into that bone layer. So I could just say hot air and basket. Okay, so I can combine these together, hold down my shift button, pick that up, and put it in there. Okay, so that is taken care of. So that way, when I click on it and I go up here to my transform layer, I can just move my basket around wherever, and which, since I've already got it duplicated, that one's going to be right there until I add it to that other basket. But as you can see, there you go. Okay. All right, so now what I can do is let me put this up above this other hot air balloon image, okay? And I'm going to deselect this other hot air balloon right now temporarily so that I can pay attention to this other layer that I want to work with, okay? And so let me click on it, all right? And I'm going to resize it. All right, and now I need to create a vector layer to put underneath it that will do the the masking for me. So I'll create that, put it underneath this image, okay, and then I'm going to go and create me another bone layer, all right, and I'm going to call it hot air balloon 2, okay. So then I'm going to put this image layer and the masking layer that I'm going to use into that using the shift button. I select them and put them in that bone layer, okay? So now what I do is I do the same thing that I did before. Now that I've got the balloon that I'm going to use picked out, I'll go in and I click on my freehand tool, and I'm going to take it off the auto stroke that I had it on before, and I'm just going to put it on auto close, okay? So either auto close or auto weld, whichever one you want to use. And I go and I trace out the hot air balloon that I want. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, and it doesn't look too bad. So now that it's all selected, I go to the Create Shape button. Okay. And then I make sure to go up here and click Create Shape. Okay. All right. Then I can go up here to the bone layer and make sure that I click on the masking tab, and then I click hide all, and then click OK or apply. All right. Then I go and make sure that the masking layer says add to mask. So now that that is done, then I can click on that like that. All right. Then I can get this basket and I can move it over. So I make sure I'm on the transform layer tool and move it over to that hot air balloon, okay? And which I may put it kind of, well, no, that'd be fine. I was going to put it underneath, but it'll be all right there, okay? So now what I need to do is create another bone layer to put these into since I don't have a group layer, okay? And I'm going to call this hot air and hot air balloon and, whoops, and basket 2, okay? So then I can click on that and then click on the other, holding down my shift button, pick them up, put them into my bone layer, okay? So now I've got 2 hot air balloons, okay? So I can go ahead, I'm going to put them where I want them to initially be in my little animation, okay? So I move that one down. All right. And then I'm going to get my Snapple. Let's see. So I've got that. So I need to create a vector layer to go underneath it, my masking layer. Then up above it, up above the image, I need to create a bone layer. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put both of these in that. So hold down my shift button, pick up both items that I want in that bone layer and put them in it. And I'm going to rename the bone layer Snapple. Okay, because I love Snapples. And I'm so glad to finally be seeing more Snapples on the shelf and all that. Because there for a while you couldn't hardly see Snapple anywhere, and I've noticed it seems like they're kind of making a comeback. So yeah. Alrighty, so now what I need to do is I need to go down to my layer, my masking layer that I'm going to use, and I'm going to increase the size actually of this whole thing. So I need to go back to my transform layer and just make this bigger. Okay. All right, so I don't want the top of this, the lid, because I'm going to be uh, pretending like I'm drinking it. So I won't add that to my mask. So what I'll do is I'll go back to my freehand tool and make sure it's just got auto close or auto weld selected, and I trace around my Snapple. And I love peach tea Snapple. That's one of my favorite. That and then the strawberry kiwi Snapple. Those are so good. So good. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Good enough for me. Alrighty, so now what I need to do is go up here to the bone layer, double click it, pick out my masking, click hide all, click OK. Go, whoops, I know what I didn't do, y'all. I'm so sorry. Let me go back up here. I got ahead of myself. Let me go back and click no masking. Okay. The first thing I need to do is go back to the masking layer and click on it and make sure I've got it selected and click on the create shape tool, and then go up here. Now that I've got what I wanted, click on the create shape button, and that should do it. Okay, so now I can go up to the Snapple uh, bone layer with the masking tab and select hide all. Click OK or apply, and there you go. That should pick it up. And for some reason, well, let me go down here to the masking layer, okay, and then go on the masking and then click add to mask, and then click OK. And for some reason, it has only picked up a portion of that. I don't know what is up. Huh. It's kind of odd. Let's see here. What did I do wrong? I may have accidentally done something. So I tell you what, I'm going to clear this off. So if you make a mistake like that, just go up here to the select points button and whoops, I need to get it on the freehand thing. Well, I may just go ahead and do this and just select all of it and then click clear. Okay. And let me go back up here to the Snapple and take out the masking. And I do apologize for this. Okay, go back down to that layer and get my freehand tool. And let's try this again. So, trace around it and pick up what I want of it. See if it will act any better this time. I hope it does. Okay, now that I've got that selected, let's go to the create shape button and then click on the create shape. Okay, now let's go up here to the Snapple bone, double click it, Go to the masking tab, select hide all, select OK. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, then go down here and make sure that it's on the add to mask, and it is. So, okay, so that's good. So I've got those. Okay, so now all I need to do is add myself. So here I am. Okay, so what I'm going to do to do is to get things kind of positioned how I want them. Okay, let's see. Let me click on me right here. And I'll just set myself right here. And I'm going to put my Snapple in front up above me so that it will look as though I'm drinking it. And I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. Okay. Like so. Even though they're normally smaller than this, Snapples are, kind of small. They're not too big. But just for the heck of it, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. All right, so now what I can do is I can put it in my hand like that, and I can go to, let's say, 96, and, well, actually, let me go back to 1, okay, and I just click on that on the canvas, and then I can go down to 96, and, well, why don't I go like part of the way, like 42, and I can move one of the baskets, the hot air balloon, shall I say, maybe have it going this way, like that, and then having this hot air balloon just now kind of coming up a little bit. And then I can move on down my timeline, and then around 72, I can move this other balloon on over here, like that. And then around about 96, then I can bring this up a little bit more, about like that, okay? And then I can move my hand to, let me go to the bone, the manipulate bones button on here. And let me move my hand up here to my mouth. Let me see, move this down just a little bit. Move my hand right here. And then have my Snapple. Whoops. Have that right there. Let me grab a hold of my Snapple and, whoops, uh-oh. Let me grab a hold of the layer, since it's not actually a bone, and, I can't manipulate it that way. I can actually move it with the layers tool, and then I can, uh, like turn it around. Because with the Moho, you do most of your stuff right here. When it comes to the layers, you do all that actually on the canvas, whereas like Anime Studio and all that, you have all these different buttons that allow you to twist and turn things. But with Moho, it's all combined on one thing. So now what I need to do is, let me zoom in. I need to actually turn my Snapple and see if I can do it without messing stuff up. Well, let her. Well, let her. Now, come on. It's not. There we go. Finally got it to turn. Alrighty. Hold it like that. Okay, and you know what? I could actually, well, let me think. Let me go back to 0. And I'm going to add another vector because I want to make it look like it's flowing out of the bottle. So what I can do is I can take my freehand tool, and I can make sure it's on auto close and auto fill, okay? And I can pick out the color that I want. It'd probably maybe about this color that kind of looks like it might match what's coming out of the Snapple bottle. And I'm going to put this behind the Snapple bottle and just let it follow along with the Snapple bottle so that I can make it look like it's coming out of the bottle into my mouth, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw like a little blob right here, okay? And let's see, did it feel it? There's only one way to find out. I'm going to take it and move it out. Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put it right there. Okay. So then when it gets to that, say about, what did I have it about? 96. Let me turn this little thing around and have it follow it to where, oops, if I can do it. Uh-oh. Ah! My goodness. Seems like everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Wanting to turn it. That's one thing that annoys me about this program is trying to get this to do right. Okay, there we go. Now what I need to do is just move it down. Hope it don't act cuckoo in the long run. Okay. So now that I've got it on 96, I'm going to go over just a little bit and then click on that. Whoops, click on my canvas. And then I'm going to try to have this to come out of the bottle. So I'll just have it kind of moving about right there. Whoops. About right there. Okay. And then about like that. I'm going to see if I can turn it just a little bit more. Oops. Let me see if I can just move it back like that. Now, come on. There we go. But I'm going to have to kind of do like this. Okay. I know this looks crazy, but trust me, hopefully this will work in the long run. Okay. Move it on down. Oops. Oops, my bad. Well, okay. Ah! All right now. Move it right here. Okay. Then move it right here. Have it coming on down. That. And then, let's see, about right here. Let me go into my layer and open my mouth if it will do it. My mouth layer. Okay. Let me right click on that and have it on the O. Okay. And then go back up here to that other layer. Close that. And make it look like that has disappeared. So what I can do is I can do my transform tools and I can make this get real small. That. Oops. Okay, and then let me move this on down like that. And move it like that. Okay. And then move it on down some more. And then what I can do right here is I can just completely make it disappear. Like I can, should be able to, let me zoom in, to click on it as a whole, or let me go ahead and encompass all of it, or let's see, well, hold on. I'll get it all in here in a minute. Do like this, okay? Then I can go in here and completely make it invisible. That, click OK. And then where is my... Let's see if this will work. Let me look. Let me check it out with the preview and see if it actually made it disappear. Nope. Let's see here. Yeah. Click select shape and then see if it will actually do it. Let's see. Preview. Nope. Huh. Well, let me do this. Let's see. Let's go back down on this. Whoops. And see if that will do it. I'll click OK. There we go. That did it. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Now let's shrink it back down and oops, or move it right there and then get it just right. Okay. And so now what I can do is go all the way back to 1 and or to 0 and then hit play. And oops. Well, let's see where the that ain't following along like it should. So I'm going to have to just manually move that blob as it goes so that it won't get lost and ease out of the bottle as the anime, because sometimes you'll have to do this with Anime Studio. Sometimes things just kind of get scattered and moved out of their place, and you just have to kind of situate them to where in the timeline to where it will work out smooth. So okay, that looks better. So now let's click play. And there we go. So there you have it. Alrighty. So anyway, I know I didn't do too great of a job, and there's people out there who can do a whole lot better than me with this, but I just thought I would go ahead and do it and maybe help some of you guys who might be wondering how to do this and wondering, why they can't do certain things with other programs that they can with others. But usually there's always a trick. You just have to kind of know. So, and Lord knows I'm no expert with any of this. I'm just learning as I go, and I watch other people's videos, and I just keep trying to learn what I can. So, and I just want to share it with other people as well. So, anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.